Okay, so first video for YouTube ever. Royal Enfield 2007 Electra X 500cc bullet. AVL lean burn, if that means anything to you guys. Apparently it's important. As you can see, it hasn't been too kind to me at the minute. So it's done a mighty 11,500 miles, and rather tragically we've had well, this is one of three faults I think I've had in the first 500 miles. First we had the sprag clutch go on the other side. We'll do a bit more about that another time. I've already fixed that incidentally. I think there was another issue in there as well, but I can't remember what that was off the top of my head at the moment. But yeah, so we've done, I'll just quickly, so we've had that whole side casing off before. As you can see, the blue gasket goo and new gaskets in there. I didn't know when I did that, I didn't know about the stuff they call well seal. So I think that is kind of quite highly prized and well used on all these Enfields, etc., MZs, whatever you like. I didn't know about it. I do now. I will be using it in future, but that side I haven't used it on, and it is seeping a little bit of oil from the lower case, so might be worth knowing for the future, for anyone that is watching this video or whatever. So anyway, quick rundown of what happened. Was riding along, having a great day, enjoying myself, and then there was a kind of tapping noise, crunching noise, and then everything, all the fun stopped very quickly. We didn't know what had happened at the time, but when we did a bit of investigation, took this side cover off, the tappet, which apparently I've now found out is quite weak on these engines. So there he is. That's the exhaust. It was the inlet one that actually failed me. The foot of it had snapped off and dropped right through all the cam gears and the worm drive, which just really buggered up my day, to be honest. I'll just pause for a second. Okay, sorry about the break there. Resuming filming. So this, I've tried to kind of give a mock-up of how you would see it on the engine if it was still in situ. So that was my inlet tappet, which was all set up like that. That snapped off, as you can see, completely broken away. This is my inlet cam. Yeah, inlet cam, exhaust cam, worm drive, and then timing pinion. So that dropped through there. Chewed a few of those teeth off there. This one, the inlet, managed to escape pretty unscathed, I think. Yeah, a little bit on the top there of the cam, of the top of the egg, as you can see. But the multitude of damage was done to this guy, the timing pinion. Hope I've got the terminology right on that. Yeah, as you can see, sort of 50% of the teeth were ripped off that, and it was a nightmare to get off. So you need, as I was finding out along the way, you need quite a lot of special tooling for this job, which was a bit of a wake-up call for me, unfortunately, because I always thought Enfield's fixed by the side of the road sort of bike, but if you have this disaster, forget it. You're not going to fix this by the side of the road. So, could get that one off. It's, what is it? It's left-hand screw, or it's counterintuitive screw. So when you're trying to take it off with your spanner, make sure you go in the right way. It's not the normal conventional right. It's left-hand loose, if you know what I mean. Or is that the other way around? I've confused myself now. Right hand loose. Right hand loose. So anyway, that comes off with a spanner. Happy days. these two cams, I believe, just slide off from memory. Sorry, this may seem a bit vague because it's been a long ongoing rebuild. I'm still not there yet. But this one, because all the gears were, all the teeth were chewed up, you can get a special tool which slots over it and winds out. I didn't find them the easiest to get hold of. I think you can get one from India, and it should arrive in time for you to retire. But basically, I looked online, did a bit of investigating of YouTube, etc., etc., managed to make up a tool like this, which is basically just a conventional hub puller. Had to cut the arms off it to get in tight enough. Then had to cut the steps down on it as well, as you can see. Unfortunately, the pressure that it was under bent and snapped the arm. So in the end, rather unconventionally, I'll go back to the bike, it was sat on here. What it had done was, by the tappet getting stuck in the gearing, it had spun around on the wood rough key, which is actually, incidentally, I think still stuck in there, which you can just see there. So that's how much force was put on it. It snapped that straight off. So when this was on there, as you can see from that line there, in front of my thumb, I've cut it with a hacksaw, very unconventional, and then had to, tap it apart with a cold chisel, and just gently forcing it apart. And you might need micro technology to see this bit. In fact, I think you do. You can't quite see it there. But just to the left of that dot there, where my finger is, you can see an ever so slight hairline crack. And that was enough for us to slide this off of the timing pinion, which took us weeks to do. Was very frustrating, and I nearly gave up on the whole damn thing. Yeah, you can see that crack there a bit better now. Fortunately, I didn't give up, and it has come off, and it is possible, and all is not lost. So anyway, that's there. So you can do that with a cold chisel and a hacksaw if you need to. Then you're going to need another special tool. That little collection there. I'll go back to the bike for you. This slides over the cam spindles, which are slotted in there, as you can see. You do need to cut a little shoulder out of the standard tool, or special tool they call it, but this, you'll get one as standard. You need to cut a shoulder out of that so that it slots on there. There's like a little ledge there. Make sure you got that. Make sure you've got that sat over the spindle like that. If you do it the other way around, it'll chew through everything, and you won't get your timing spindle out. You need to do that if you want to get your new tappets in. I tried to think of a way around it. It ain't gonna happen for you, or if it does, please let me know ASAP. So yeah, that over the spindle, like so. This wound onto the spindle itself, so that's like that. This is in here comme ça, and you just wind that out, and eventually it pulls it away and pulls like a plug coming out. Now, Royal Enfield, on the manual, very helpful manual online that you can get, they say you should heat the crankcase, and then you can wind it out easier. I was a bit lazy and just gave it a go without, and they seem to pop out quite easy. Give them both a try. Just, yeah, whatever makes sense for you, really. So that's that. Spindle's out. As you can see, I've got a massive collection of my mum's favourite Tupperware here. And they hold all my bits and pieces and yeah, everything else. Incidentally, it has also bent a valve, so I might do a video on that later as well. Also, just for your information, what I've done, I don't know if you can see in there, the little yellow tape, I've just labelled up which cam spindle came out of where, which tappet guide came out of where. I'm going to put in new tappet guides anyway, because that's what they say you should do. So yeah, but I just find labelling a little bit easier, helps out. So yeah, right, going back to bench. So we've done the spindles with that special tool. Again, like I said, use a hacksaw, cut yourself a ledge. That'll help you out. And then we got the tappet guide removal special tool as well. Hell of a lot of special tools on this. Had I known how many I'd have to buy, I probably would never have got involved. But anyway, now you know. Quite a simple tool, quite straightforward. Wind this bit onto your guide. So wind it down till it goes tight. I think it's a 17mm off the top of my head. Then once you've got that wound down to there, you slide this and the bolt, the large bolt, which will come out. I'll show you quickly because it might just help you. So if I take it apart, I should have done this before I started filming, but you know, I'm not that organised. So here we go. Right, there you go. Wind that over the top of your tappet guide. Plonk this ridiculously heavy lump of pig iron over the top of it. Wind that in, keep winding, and it will pull the tappet guide straight out, just like that. Okay, so that is how you do that. Unfortunately, also for this whole job, it's head off, barrel off, tank off, yeah, basically everything you see here off. You can do it in the frame, which is good, or I seem to be so far, unless I'm in for a nasty surprise any minute, which might change that. But anyway, that's progress so far. I bought this bike last year in June or something, May, June, somewhere around there, to ride on a trip down through Europe to Malta. This happened about 2 weeks before the trip, and it's taken me, it's now the 16th of May 23, so we're well into a year of rebuilding this and working things out, and I am pretty slow when it comes to these sort of things, so don't take it as a standard measurement, but it's also taken a lot of fact finding. So there you go. Like I say, that's the first video. I wish I'd kind of done it as I went along, but I haven't, so I thought I'd do it now. Might help somebody out, or you might just find it interesting. Incidentally, I don't know if this is the same procedure for the iron barrel. I assume it might be different. Not sure. But I know they made these bikes from 2004 to 2008. I think from 2008 onwards they went to the hydraulic non-push rod system. But again, don't quote me on that because I don't know. I have ridden one of those bikes in India. It was brilliant. Didn't have any troubles. Certainly none like this. But yeah, we're learning as we go, really. Any questions? Give us a shout, and I'll try and help you out if I can. Hopefully you find it really helpful. I know I've learned a lot going through it all. So there you go. All right, catch you again soon.